Hello, my name is Frank Marerro, and I'm the president of the Efrain Foundation. I'm also a retired Air Force colonel. I flew out of Travis Air Force Base flying KC-10s, and my other job is also a United Airlines pilot out of San Francisco flying 777s on an international schedule. The most important job that I do, though, is I'm a father, I'm a dad, and the reason why I'm here today to talk to you about what happened to our oldest son, Efrain, 4.5 years ago after he quit using steroids. Unfortunately for our son, he commits suicide because of the very dangerous effects that steroids may have on young kids. He was a football player. He played for Vacaville High, and then he went on to play at the junior college level and played football there and felt the pressures of using steroids. Like I said, I'm the president of the Efrain Marerro Foundation, and that foundation is a foundation about educating our kids about the dangers of steroids. We founded that foundation after we lost our son 4.5 years ago. When we talked to Efrain and he disclosed to us that he was using steroids, he told us why he was using that, and he talked about the tremendous pressures that are out there amongst our youth, especially in our teens, because other kids in the team are using the performance-enhancing drug to get an advantage, and he felt that he had to do the same thing. He also talked about our elite athletes, the major leaguers that are out there, Barry Bonds. He actually quoted Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire, and he talked about because they used it, he felt that he needed to use it to be able to get up to the professional leagues. A lot of pressures that our kids feel. He thought at the time that it was a good thing, that in doing so, he was going to enhance his performance and become a much better player and make his parents proud. What he didn't know was all the very negative side effects that was going to happen to him after using steroids. Yeah, our foundation is very active, very involved. Believe it or not, you wouldn't think that we're volunteers out there, 100% volunteers, getting the word out, myself and my wife and other friends of Efrain's and friends of the family and the foundation. But some of the programs that we're doing is we're working with the Oregon Health and Science University, Dr. Goldberg's Atlas Athena program. We've partnered up with that university and also with the Oakland Raiders to bring in the Atlas Athena programs into the high schools. The two that we have it in right now currently is Vacaville High School and Wilseywood High School, basically targeting the teams that are in the schools, and that again, that's for the Raiders. Fortunately, funded all the teams of both schools, invested $30,000 in each school to do that, and get these programs so that the kids can learn about alternative ways, not of trying to enhance their performance, using the right nutrition, working out the right way, and avoiding and learning about the dangers of steroids and performance-enhancing drugs. We're also working with Senator Feinstein and enhancing and reauthorizing the Anabolic Steroid Act of 2004. That act was put in place to promote effective programs out there in the United States that are helping kids avoid using steroids. We want to reauthorize that. The sunset on that law is 2010. We want to go another 6 years or maybe extend it indefinitely with her. Also to get it funded so that that programs that are out there educating the kids, that they can apply for those as long as they can show that they have effective programs to help our kids, and funded at about $15 million every year. We're also working with Major League Baseball and trying to get the programs, to believe it or not, down in the Dominican Republic and educate the kids down there in their own natural environment. We're converting all the programs in the Hispanic language so that they're very comfortable in learning about the policies of Major League Baseball, not using steroids, about the dangers of steroids and performance-enhancing drugs, and about the right way to do it. Again, giving them the tools, the information to work out the right way, and to also eat the right foods to enhance their performance so they can reach the same level that they're seeking to be and excel at their sports. Well, one of the things that we found out 4.5 years ago when our son came to us about using steroids is that we were not educated, that as parents we did not have the information to be able to help our child, even though he came to his mom and dad for help. So what we asked the community to do is to get involved. to understand the dangers of steroids, learn the signs, know what to look for. Go to our website or go to any website that's promoting and educating out there the dangers of steroids. Go to nosteroids.org is our website. Get that education. All the information that you need is on there. There's videos, there's audio, there's news links, many different ways that you can get the information. But go to our website to get educated about the signs of steroids and about the dangers, both physically and psychologically, that can happen to a child. We know now, unfortunately, that our children ages 13 to 24 have a greater risk and it has a greater damage on them than the normal population because they're younger. And we need to know what those dangers are, and our kids need to know what those dangers are physically and psychologically that can harm them. Unfortunately for us, for Brenda and I, 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years now, Efrain disclosed to Brenda that he was using steroids. It was a day, an event back that we unfortunately has forever seared into our minds and has shattered the very fabric of our family. But Efrain came to us and told us that he was using steroids. We were completely floored by his disclosure of that, taken back. We didn't know as parents what to do. We tried to go through that situation and tried to help him. But Efrain, this is what Efrain told us, and this is some of the signs you can look at. Efrain told us that he was having some depression, and he didn't tell me that it was depression. He just said, "Dad, I don't care about much anymore." He told us that he was, when he went to his economics class, that the kids around him were looking at him. He was talking about having psychosis and paranoia. Those are the psychological effects that you can have when you use steroids. And we know the severity of the situation that we had. As parents, our natural inkling was to tell him to quit. And he did. He turned over the steroids to us. He gave us a baggie of pills and then another baggie of syrupy substance. It was in a brown jar. It was not labeled, with syringes and needles in them. And we were taken back by looking at these things, that he was injecting this into his body. But he told us that he was injected into his thigh, into his buttocks, and into his back. And he was taking the pills and also taking the shots together. And that's called stacking, because if one is good, then two is better, and they have a greater effect. But what he didn't know was he was causing much more damage to himself. Other things that we saw in our son that we look back at too now, he was losing his hair. One of the things you can do is lose your hair. He had acne on the back. We attributed that he was going out and working out and lifting weights. So we thought that was the cause of it, but actually it was because he was using steroids. He got a great enhancement in a very short period of time, which that doesn't happen naturally. In other words, he started working out, we believe, around April, May time frame, and by the end of summer, he increased his weightlifting capability by 100 pounds. He went from about 250 to about 350 pounds. Again, that does not happen naturally. It takes longer to get that kind of enhancement, but Efrain did it in a short period of time. There's this need to look in the mirror, because what happens is you start getting that cut body. You start getting that upper body mass that you're looking for, because that's what steroids target, is the upper body, the muscles. So he started getting that, and he would go by the mirror and always show us his guns. So there's always this reinforcement of the physique he was looking for, and he was looking at that and a physical attraction of him looking into the mirror. And obviously, what would parents say? "Hey, you look good, Efrain. You look great. You're doing a good job. Keep it up." We were reinforcing that psyche. Didn't even know that we were letting him know that those steroids were working, and keep on doing it without us even knowing that we were actually encouraging him to do those. Then after Efrain quit, which he did, which is the end of August, and we went and got medical help because Mom and Dad didn't know exactly how to counsel our son. Our doctor told us that he would be okay, that if he quit, that 3.5 weeks later all the stuff would be out of his system, and that he would be fine. Unfortunately, our doctor gave us bad advice, and 3.5 weeks later, we came to a very horrible sign in our home, in our bedroom. Efrain while we went out shopping for the day, unfortunately, he found my gun and he shot himself in the head and committed suicide from the very severe withdrawals and the severe depression that happened from him quitting cold turkey from using steroids. When we were talking to Efrain about his use of steroids, and he talked about the pressures that were on him, one of the things that he mentioned was that that his teammates were using, and at the junior college level, unfortunately, we found out that 11 of his linemen were using that, which was an alarming rate, more than what we would think that how many kids out there are using. But if you look at the national statistics on that, there are close to 1 million of our youth out there using steroids. And if you were to add up all the teams and you were to add up all the players that went to the Olympics and at the college level, we have more kids using steroids than there are combined in all those teams. So it is out there. Our kids are using it. You need to be aware of that. And what we hear sometimes is a lot of denials from, coaches, athletic directors, principals, even parents. It's not my child. It's not my school. It's not my team. But, we're here to tell you that it may be your child and it may be your team, and it is out there, but be aware of it and know the signs. If you find out or suspect that your child may be using this, there are many resources out there. Obviously, you can contact our website, the Efrain Anthony Marerro Foundation, nosteroids.org. A lot of resources there for you. And there's links to other resources for you to go. I know that we worked, when we were at the congressional level, we worked with the National Institute of Drug Abuse. And their website is wonderful. It contains a lot of information, very credible medical information you get from them. If you go to the National Institute of Drug Abuse website under steroids, they'll give you all the information that you could ever want to find there. A lot of resources out there. Again, treat it like it is something very, very serious, and because it is. We're here to tell you that when our son came to us, we were uninformed, and unfortunately, we did not know the severity of it. And 3.5 weeks later, we lost him to suicide. Also, we have a golf tournament coming up October 9th. It's a four-member scramble at Rancho Solano Golf Course, and you can get all the information on our website. Again, if you come out and golf and putt and drive away steroids by helping out the foundation and participating in these events that we have that raises funds for the foundation.